Alright. Okay. Alright. Good day. I don't suppose I could trouble you for the briefest of moments? Good day to you. I could consider being troubled for the right reasons instead of the wrong. How does access to a further fancy party sound as a motivator? Well, just as long as I get to actually... I'm sure I can also rustle up some payment to encourage you if you have any reservations. You might even find some exciting opportunities inside, given the presence of some of Alderin's wealthiest citizens. So you're going to this party? Would you be one of Aldrin's wealthiest citizens? Alderin. Alas, I am quite unfortunately not rich in money. What do I possess is in a certain wealth of talent. For you to see, I am an actor. Potsy the Grand, they call me eventually. They call me 3 million. Just Agent 3 million. So, if you're not rich in money, how am I gonna get paid? Assuming I agree to help you with whatever it is you want. Cutting words, but you not need to worry. While you won't be getting paid up front, I have a feeling that all enough goes well. I'll soon find myself with more than enough wealth to handsomely reward you. And besides, if nothing else, I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time at the party. I suppose I could do with letting my hair down a little. Alright, I'm in. Alright, it's, Death on the Isle. Wonderful! So, whose party are we going on? Well, that's complicated. You don't know? Sometimes a man has to follow his heart, and a second-hand invitation saying there's a party at Villa Lukens tonight. Villa Lukens? Villa Lukens? Villa Lukens? Lukens?
Loosens.
Loosens. Not Lucian, please. Yes, the villa is home to an almighty patron of the arts. He even has his own theater atop the cliffs behind the villa. In fact, the whole reason for this party because he's showing you his new play. And yet you don't actually know who he is. The opportunity came about quite suddenly. As such, I'm unfortunately not as prepared as I otherwise would be. However, an actor like myself can't turn down the chance to meet with a man like him. Not to mention the chances to enjoy a good party. Hope everything's going good. Hopefully. Adala? Adala. Well said, Adala. Oh, that reminds me. Agent, this is Adala. She's also helping me out today. If you have her, why do you need me? She advertised herself as a bag carrier, so she's here to move my bag around. There's a lot of costumes and props that I travel with, so it's nice to have someone else carry them. I'm not going to say no to going to a fancy party, even as the help. I'm not going to say no. As for the part and all this, 3 million, with this being a fancy party and all, I happen to need a butler to help me fit in. I can be the butler. A butler? A butler? A butler? You know, serving me wine and tending to my needs, fancy suit and all? Right, so I don't actually get to enjoy the party at all, do I? Oh, I'm sure you will. You just have to act a little here and there. I see. You mentioned a fancy suit. You wouldn't happen to have a butler outfit in that bag you mentioned. I don't believe I do. I don't really take rules like that these days. Well, in that case, any idea where I get one? Preferably free of charge? Lots of villas around here will have butlers, and butlers mean uniforms. Are you suggesting that I steal one? I suppose you can always put it back once you're done. I'm sure whoever I take it from will be overjoyed to have someone else wearing that uniform. Maybe I should add a butler's uniform to my vast array of costumes after all. I doubt they would ever even realize, anyway. I remember seeing some uniforms through a window on the way over here. They were in the villa to the north. Right, so I guess I'm off to find a uniform then. Good luck. Alright. Would I actually, if I'm actually got a butler outfit, I'm wearing a Squirrel Scout's outfit. Besides, Squirrel Scout outfits are blue. That's a unique sound effect I've heard. I spoke to Pat Z on Aldurin, or Pat Zai. Ugh, that's a girl's name. A butler's uniform. A butler's uniform. Hey, I'm a maid. The vanity. The mirror. An iron scimitar. What's an iron scimitar doing here? I'm a person who loves to make stuff for streamers. Would you like to see my work? No thanks. Alright, let's see. Oh, Pat Z. With an S, with a Z and an I instead of SY. I see you managed to find the uniform. I have indeed. You must have good ways to have seen them through a window as you walked by. It was a bit of a lucky spot, I must admit. More like an easy spot. Lucky indeed. It's almost like you were specifically looking for them. Just good fortune. Now I ought to get a move on getting this bag inside. Oh, she's in a rush, isn't she? Given the size of your bag, I'm not sure she's rushing anywhere. Well, she's just setting a good example. You should probably be heading on in yourself. I'm guessing the entrance is just up these stairs. The guest entrance is, yes. Don't tell me. You'll have to go in through the staff entrance, unfortunately. I can't be seen entering with the help. The help? Sorry, it's just getting too character. You'll have to use the staff entrance, though. Where would I find said entrance? Said entrance. I bet Adala went through it. You should have followed her. I think she's headed somewhere along the head garrow. Sorry. Entry here is for guests only. Could I go the head butler? Oh, Nizal, to you. I wasn't expecting anyone else. Sorry, there is a bit of a hold-up. I'm quite new to this. A hold-up? Nothing bad, I hope. I've known people to have problems with their employers before. Is yours treating you well? He seems friendly enough. I'm still not sure if I'm getting paid, though. Tetamo, oh dear, are you part of a union? I don't remember joining one. I probably should with the varied working conditions I go through. We have a fantastic one here in Aldurin. If you're interested, I can't say discussions are effective, but sometimes the wealthy do come on the table. I think this is a one-time gig for me, but thank you. Very well. In that case, there's just a few quick admin bits to go through before I let you in. First and foremost, butlers must keep their uniforms and masks on at all times. If you are seen without yours, you'll be ejected from the party. Got it. Not taking off my uniform. What's this about masks? All staff are to be as anonymous as possible tonight, so we'll provide you with a mask on entry. We'll be using them to keep track of who's coming and going. Now, for security purposes, butlers are required to enter and leave with completely empty pockets. We'll hold on to anything if you need us whilst you're in there. Got it. Nothing in and nothing out. Right. So I think that covers everything. Are you ready to enter? I am. Good. We'll hold on to any items you have whilst you're in there. Oh yeah, you must have, Actually, butlers walk. They don't run. So you know what? Okay, where... Pavo? If add me on disc. Okay. Hey, Patsy. Pavo. I should probably speak to Pat Z before doing anything in there. You've made it in, and don't you look like the part? You look the part. Magnificent. I feel like a court jester, and not for the first time either. Nonsense. Now, Why not go and introduce yourself to our host and the other guests? I could do with knowing a little more about everyone. I keep yawning. I've been staying up too long on my phone, and I was so tired, but at least I'm pretty well rested enough. Hang on, I'm meant to be an anonymous butler. How do you expect me to get to know people for you? I'm sure you can get their names at least. That will give me something to work with. Okay, anything else I can do for you? Especially things you could easily do for yourself? No, I think you're doing more than enough right now, thank you. Constantinius. So, this is grand, isn't it? It certainly seems to be quite the event. I'd say it's one of my finest yet, though if I do wish more of one of the guests could make it. However, it's like we gained a bit of a straggler. A straggler? Yes, that slightly pompous fellow that hasn't introduced himself to anyone yet. The fact that he's here means he must gain an invitation, though. I don't know how. Is that going to be an issue? I'm sure it won't be. I'm always opening to meeting new people, especially those who enjoy the arts. Oh, good. Because it's actually him who I'm here with, he was taken keen to meet you, even though he didn't actually know your name. I can't believe it. How could he not know the name of his gracious host? Perhaps he's new to the island. Still, for an actor, his research seems lacking. He is an actor, you say? Ah, that explains why he was so eager to be here. Well, he's good. He might have his lucky day. I, Constantinius, am the market for new actor to sponsor. Sponsor? Well, you know actors. Very profitable once they're popular, I like to make investments. For example, I've sponsored tonight's lead actor, Livius, for some time. He's done very well for himself and for me, though he's almost too expensive for these days. Anyways, perhaps you'll see him tonight on stage. Exocotla. Good day to you. Nazal to you as well. You seem different to the other staff here. First time? It is. How could you tell? You seem similar things on boats. People look a bit wobbly until they settle. Oh, I hadn't noticed I was. Few ever do. So you spend a lot of time on boats? I run something for a shipping company if you need it. Moving. Exocultas. Got ya. Well, I don't specifically find myself in need of some sort of thing, but if that ever changes, I'll keep you in mind. Hey, doggy. Cellar entrance. Nope. Koziak? Sir, I thought I'd left that behind when I retired. Please, call me Koziak. Absolutely. Koziak, you can call me. I don't seem to remember one of the rules of this party was that the staff were to remain anonymous. You can't call me then. Are you enjoying the party? I am, yes, though I am far more excited for tonight's performance. Constantinius says he's hired some of the finest actors for this one. Let's go back to Patsy. How's your little task going? Pavo? Let's see. Excuse me, you there? Hi there. How can I be of service? I could do with another drink. Do you have any preference? Wine or something non-alcoholic? Alcoholic? I have you known that I, Pavo, am most certainly not an alcoholic. Now scram. Let's go back to Constantinius. So, Constantinius, how often do you put up on these parties? Whenever we are ready for a new play to unveil, we've got a couple of creativities from Tempestus that you can write up a storm, so I find myself hosting these events more and more. How does one actually get themselves invited? Normally, we just sent the invitations out to all the villas on the island. If you can afford one, then you're welcome here. Well, I'm actually wealthy enough to be a homeowner myself, but not on Aldaran, unfortunately. You must try to change that before next time. After all, the more the merrier. And you're definitely okay with me and my... well, we'll call him my employer, I guess. You're definitely okay with us being here? Well, we sadly had a few who couldn't attend this time, so I'm actually quite glad you're here. Still, I wouldn't mind knowing how your employer managed to acquire an invitation. So about that shipping, I have preferred not to talk about the work, but I suppose you could seem friendly enough. Let's see. We can securely move pretty much anything. Animals, valuables, bulk cargo. Swiftness and discretion are valuable to us, if you catch my drift. I saw you make your way around the party. So then, who's who? So we've got Pavo the drunk one over there. I'm not sure there's much to them other than their love of drinking. Exoculta, who seems a lot more relaxed. It seems that she runs a shipping business. Last of all, of the guests we have Koziak. He's quite up on the rules of this party, so he might not be happy with warrant you wasn't properly invented. Pfft, invited? I have an invitation, so I can act like I belong here. He'll never know. He might not, but our host Constantinius does. Luckily, he didn't actually seem to mind you being here too much. Apparently, he's actually looking for a new actor to sponsor. Sponsoring me? How marvelous! Oh, I think I should have a drink to celebrate. Could you be a dear and go into the wine cellar for me? What would you like from the wine cellar? A beer? Whilst that sounds lovely, I heard there's some Principum red down there. It's not produced more, so it's rather hard to find, but our generous host seems happy enough to share. All right, one glass of wine coming right up. Sounds like inside of a shuttle. Alright. Wine cellar. That's a lot of wine barrels. This label's faded, but I'm sure this is the wine Patsy was talking about. Whoa. Oh no! What? Oh, that's going to stain, isn't it? I think it's probably best if I... Let's go to the fancy chest. A wolf mask. A man? Hey, that man is found unconscious. Is everything okay? Hello? Have you had too much to drink? You there! Don't move! Oh no, what the... You're coming with us! Oh no, I'm in big trouble! It's always the butler, isn't it? Now, Stratius, we don't know for sure they did it. It looks likely, though. Did what exactly? Murder! Stratius! What? It was my turn to level the accusation at a suspect. How often do we get a handle of a murderer? You have to respect the systems we have, Stratius. I'm still here, in case you forgot. So, murder. Interesting choice at a party full of wealthy people, wouldn't you say? Poor Livius. He wasn't acting this time. But I didn't kill anyone. You just happened to be found standing in a closed room with a dead body? With bloodstains on your clothes? No less. But I didn't stain with blood. I was trying to open that thing. Bloodstains? The red stains on your uniform, the victim's blood. I'm sure of it. You found me in the wine cellar and you won't even consider that it might be wine? I suppose I could try tasting it. Stratius, what if it's blood? Well, it won't taste like wine, will it? No. You make a good point, actually. I'm just going to go. Oh, no, you won't. You're going to wait right here and answer some questions. Stupid Dell update. Wouldn't you believe me here? Wouldn't you believe me if I said I didn't do it? We'll consider it. We will. But first, questions. Why were you down in that cellar? I was looking for a wine. Principum Red. Patsy sent me to get some for him to drink. I just happened to hear a commotion and I thought someone may have been hurt. So you were just trying to help? Yes. Honestly, I'm sold. Stratius. Ah, yes. Sorry. I'm afraid we can't just let you go, not without investigations. Not to mention, given our whole job here was to stop anything bad happening at this party. We're not really doing so right now. We'll even look for more ineffective if we don't have a suspect. Could be a career ender, really. Quite. Okay, well, much like I didn't kill that man, I suppose I don't want to hurt your careers. Maybe I could catch the killer? Do you have any relevant qualifications? Wait, are we meant to have... After all, training to be a butler must have taken a long time. But I'm not even a butler. I got hired to act like one. Right. Now I just have to put murder back on the table. Who are you? I'm just 3 million. I got hired by Patsy to be a butler for this evening, alongside a lady called Adala. Adala? Do we even know an Adala? Yes, I believe she's accounted for. You ran into her? She came in shortly after we arrested you. Your friend Patsy mentioned she'd be sorting out some of his costumes. You mean she was only accounted for after the murder took place? Why do I get the feeling we're not doing a good job of actually investigating this? It isn't just you. Again, maybe I could be an extra pair of hands here. Have a potential suspect investigate the murder. It wouldn't be orthodox, but it might work. I'm not sure if I like the implication to that we can't solve it ourselves. I agree, but we're not actually very qualified for this. We normally just guard drunk people, not solve murders. You make a fair point, Hutza. Agent, if you promise not to leave, could you help us work out what's happened here? I promise not to flee the scene. Perfect. Shall we get to investigating then? Where should I start? The victim was Livius, the lead actor in tonight's play. His body is still down in the cellar, so you should probably go and inspect it, along with the rest of the crime scene. No doubt you also want to question everyone. We'll keep them busy for you until you're ready. We'll also give you a case file to track your notes in. Okay, let's get to it. Alright, case file. Let's see. Clues. People. Constantinius, the host of the party. Koziak, a retiree. You know, this is kind of like murder mystery, but yeah, different. Pavo, a drunkard, one of the party guests. Exoculta, a sailor, one of the party guests. Adala, a strange bag carrier working for Patsy. She has a good eye for useful and valuable items, strangely absent through the first part of the party. Patsy. An actor. In my experience, not a very good one. Paid me to pretend to be his butler for the evening. Maybe have used access to party to kill Livius out of the jealousy? Stratius. Remind me. Koziak. You didn't happen to know Livius, did you, Koziak? I'm familiar with his work, but not the man himself. He's been Constantinius' preferred actor for a few years now. Did he ever come and join the parties? Perhaps you crossed paths during the festivities? I'm almost certain we didn't. The actors spend the entire party getting ready, and then I usually fall asleep by the end of the play. The plays aren't that good. The plays are that good, are they? I'm an older man. I need a good early night to keep myself going. I am partial to keep a puzzle, though, so solving this crime could keep me up all night. Pavo, Exoculta, Constantinius. Wait. Where is Constantinius? There he is. Oh, poor Livius. Where am I to find another actor in his caliber? Was he by any chance the one you mentioned earlier? The one who was starting to get too expensive for you? I may have had some quibbles with how expensive his performances were, but he's always made a profit. I can only hope his understudy is capable of filling the gap that's going to be left. Livius always kept her in the shadows, though he did say she was nearly ready for a leading role of her own. Quite an unfortunate turn of events, is it? I'm not sure unfortunate, but such tragedy, surely. Well, I believe the play was actually intended to be comedy. I hope there'll be an understudy who can fill in for today. The play's still going ahead. Are we just going to ignore that man who was murdered? I'd rather not think about it personally. Okay, so Livius wasn't a customer of yours then. Would he have reason to have been? Actors seem to have a lot of costumes to move around the place, so maybe a shipping magnate such as yourself would make good money off that then. I'm afraid I can't help you there. Good tip about the actors, though. I'll have to visit the Colleague of Bards next time I am in Tempestus. Let's go to Pat Adala. Oh, this is exciting, isn't it? I got arrested for the murder because you sent me into that cellar. Did you at least manage to find what I send you down there for? The Principum Red, of course. Constantinius has a large container of it. However, I'm not sure if that's the most. See, Adela? You are right. What self-respecting man would have a wine cellar without such a historic wine in it? It's a shame we're locked down up there. I would love to try it, but I came so close to if it weren't for that actor. Are you blaming Livius for his own murder? Of course not. I'm just running a mischance to try that wine. Let's just run. potted fan. Investigate. I wonder why this jugs has been tuckled away in the corner. Was someone trying to hide it? Small box. It appears to be a box full of blank wine labels. I suppose they like to keep things well organized. I think it's probably broken stool. Why would Constantinius keep a broken stool around? Unless it was only just broken. Broken pottery. It looks like someone dropped this. I wonder if there was a fight. It's only half full. Someone must have been drinking from it. A small jug. Broken jug. A morphia. A stool. Let's go to Stratius. So who's got you then? A few cuts and scrapes, no stab wounds, poison perhaps? You know, it's a surprisingly sobering moment when someone murdered beneath of your feet. Do you know him well? We were once drinking fellows. The things that I've seen him drink without even breaking a sweat. Did you drink with him today? I don't remember. It seems likely that we would have though. He liked to prepare for a performance without at least a small drink. Assuming you did, where would you if you had a drink with him? Probably down the cellar. That was always where he was preferred to go. So you admit that you may well have been down there with him today? Do you think something might have happened whilst you were drinking? I'd like to think that I would remember something so terrible happening in front of my eyes. And yet you can't actually remember if you'd been drinking with him? Oh, that's a good point. In that case, I don't know. So let's see. Adala? Oh, yeah. How's your investigation going? I think I've found everything there is to find so far. What now? Are you sure you've investigated everything? Yes. Do you think you could pin down a suspect? I'm not sure. Oddly enough, no one is admitting to having done it, and given they were all together, I'm pretty sure they'd be each other's alibis. What if they hired someone to do it for it then? Stratius, that's actually a good point. Maybe the butlers? You mean more of them might be fake like you? Well, thanks to the masks and uniforms, they're all anonymous. It's also very hard to keep track of how many there are. Have we been keeping tabs on all the butlers? What if one escaped? The killer might already be in the wind. Both of you are missing that there's no window in which they could have left that cellar. Ah, yes. We came down when we heard the commotion. They wouldn't have been able to get out before then. It seems we're back to square one again. 3 million, unless you can think of everything else to investigate. I could try stealing from the suspects. Perhaps one of them will be carrying something incriminating. You probably shouldn't mention that in front of us. I suppose we could always return things to them later. Hutza? I'd be subtle. Pickpocket the suspects. Let's see. Koziak. The threatening note. Let's see. Exoculta. Shipping contract. The contract is between Livius and Exoculta. It's for the shipping of an undescribed object. The letter is from Koziak to Livius. It describes an outstanding debt. Patsy. Nope. Oh, let's see. Wine labels. It's a set of labels for marking wine jugs. They look very similar to the ones on the jugs in Constantinius' cellar. Pavo. The drinking flask. It's a flask for holding alcohol. There is a small amount of liquid in the bottom, but you can't tell what it is. Constantinius. Let's see. Alright, let's see. I had a little look through some pockets. I think all the guests might be lying. All of them? Well, maybe not Pavo. They just had this old drinking flask. Exoculta and Koziak, on the other hand, both had things on them they were revealed when they direct dealings with Livius. Here, have a look at what I found for yourselves. Interesting. What about these labels? I found them on Adala. She's the one who wasn't accounted for when the murder took place, right? That's right. She's the one who came here with Patsy, like Agent here. Both were uninvited. Perhaps one of them is responsible, or indeed both of them. I suppose it's possible, but Patsy doesn't seem capable of pulling this off. It seems we still don't have anything conclusive. What do you think we should do? We could get them all together, but pressure on them with some accusations and see who breaks. You think that'll work? One way to find out, I suppose. It's not the worst thought, and I guess whatever happens, there is a good chance that some more of the truth will come out. Alright, 3 million. Just let us know when you want everyone gathered, and we'll take them upstairs for you. I'm ready. Perfect. Let's get everyone upstairs. Okay, let's see. Hutza, Stratius. Okay. Patsy, Adala. The two of you weren't even invited to this party, nor were you. But being here presented a huge opportunity for an up-and-coming actor like Patsy. A huge opportunity indeed. You already knew that Constantinius was thinking about sponsoring a new actor. Perhaps you decided to speed things along a bit by removing the competition. But why would I need to remove the competition if he was already open to sponsoring me anyway? That doesn't make sense. Perhaps, and indeed it is true that you couldn't have been present at the time of the murder. You never left the party. In fact, you still sent me down to the cellar for you, didn't you? So you're saying that you're actually more likely to be guilty yourself? Exactly. What? Sending me down there makes me look guilty. A perfect way of drawing attention away from the true culprit. But that would be a terrible plan. You weren't here with us. Which leads me here onto you, Adela. Patsy was accounted for when the murder took place. You were not, but you were not. Care to tell us what you were up to? I took Patsy's bag to the backstage area, spent some time chatting to the actors, and then made my way to the party. So, you never entered the wine cellar? No. But you knew a lot about it, didn't you? Were Where are you going with this? Stratius, the labels. Wine labels from Constantinius' cellar found on the person. Care to explain? I just found them on the floor. It's bad manners not to pick up litter. What a convenient excuse. Accuse Adela or Patsy? Patsy? Perhaps you should make sure you questioned everyone before making it. Fair enough. You know what? Constantinius, you know Livius well, didn't you? I sponsored him for years. Yes. Constantinius, you know Livius well, didn't you? How was the sponsorship working out for you? Well, I can't say I wasn't profiting from it, although I do admit that he become a little excessive with his spending in recent times. I yawn every time I do that voice for Constantinius. So you almost benefit from being out of the way, letting you find someone new to sponsor? The thought has crossed my mind, but he was still profitable, and it's not like I couldn't have sponsored a second actor in addition to him anyway. Constantinius? Let's see. Exoculta. You never had any dealings with Livius, have you? I just had to drink my water. Of course not. So he's never needed everything shipped by your company. Nothing he needed to move swiftly and discreetly. Why wouldn't he? I'm sure he's got more than enough solutions for moving his costumes around. Stratius, the contract. Care to explain this, Exoculta? That looks like a contract between myself and Livius. Good eye. Interesting how you and yourself seem to not be aware of it, especially given it was you who was carrying it. Alright, fine. Livius had recently contracted us to help him move some of his belongings around. He's been doing well for himself, and he was moving into a larger property. I needed him to sign off on a slight change in timelines, and given we were both here, I thought we may as well get it sorted. I see. Exoculta. How about Koziak? Did you not claim to have never interacted with Livius? I did, and I shall stand by that claim. Why are you the one making these accusations anyway? You are the one down there with him. Besides, you're a butler. Stratius, the note. A note written by yourself for Livius. Seems you weren't happy with him. How did you... So it seems you did know him. In fact, you had an issue with him, did you not? Not one would I have killed him. owed me some money and I wasn't paying up. I just needed to put some pressure on him. An outstanding debt could be considered motive for murder. Koziak? Let's go to Pavo. Pavo, you and Livius were drinking partners, weren't you? We were. How heavily would you say you drank together? On occasion, a little too heavily. Who provide the drinks? We tend to bring our own, although I did sometimes let him have a bit extra from my flask. Your flask? Huh? Stratius, the flask. This flask? Yes, that's the one. I must have misplaced it. If you were letting Livius drink from your flask, it wouldn't have been hard for you to poison him, would it? But why would I poison a friend? That remains to be seen. Pavo, I believe you were responsible for the murder of Livius. You poisoned him when you let him drink from your flask. I would never do something like that. You have no proof. Well, the flask still has some liquid left in it. Perhaps we should have it tested? Wait, there's still some left. Oh, well, I guess it's not poison then. Thanks for helping to sort that one. Haven't you already tried to accuse me? Koziak, I believe you are responsible for the murder of Livius. He owed you a debt and was refusing to pay. Why? Why would I kill someone over a debt? A dead man can't repay me, so I have need to actually reclaim the money before killing him, at which point I have no reason to kill him anyway. He makes a fair point. Very well. Let's just accuse Exoculta. I believe you were responsible for the murder of Livius. You pretended that you didn't know him, but you lied. Yes, it may be a surprise you to know that I didn't want to be associated with a murder victim whilst an investigation was ongoing. I suppose that is fair. Agent, and lying isn't a crime on its own. Constantinius? Constantinius? I believe you are responsible for the murder of Livius. It was getting too expensive to sponsor and you needed to kill him. And now he's gone. I wasn't tied to him. If I wanted to stop sponsoring him, I have just done that. There would have been no need to kill him. Well, perhaps you felt a murder mystery would have helped make this party interesting and memorable. I can't deny that it has very much enhanced the event. But, do you think I have someone killed just for a social function? That's a fair point indeed. Why would you kill your lead actor right before the play? You're the one accusing me, Agent? You should know. Very well. Patsy, I believe you were responsible for the murder of Livius. You wanted him out of the way so you could take his place. But why? Constantinius was open to sponsoring me anyway. I didn't need to kill anyone. I think he's right. Let's go, Adela. Adela, I believe you were responsible for the murder of Livius. All the evidence is pointing at you. You are the only person missing at the time of the murder, and despite your claims, we have clear evidence you were in that cellar. Alright, fine, I admit I was in the cellar. Wait, What is this? The Principium Red, you fool. I could retire on the value of that wine. All I had to do was get out of here with it. My wine! You used me. And I probably would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for these precious butler turned investigator you hired. What happened, Adela? Did Livius interrupt your plan? Did he need to be silenced? Murder? What a ridiculous assertion. I may be a thief, but I never kill someone. Oh, and now we fight with unarmed. Butler versus Butler, huh? Stop! You're too good for me! You win! Are you ready to confess now? I promise I didn't do it. I'm just a thief. I wasn't even strong enough to defeat you. How could I have killed Livius? She may be telling the truth, Agent, but either way, we know she's a criminal now. Come with us, Adela. You can have fun contemplating your crimes from your new cell. And that's it? Does this mean we can get on with tonight's play? You still want to go ahead with the play? You don't even have a lead actor anymore. Yes, it is a bit of a last-minute issue, but I have no doubt that Livius' understudy would be able to step up. But Adela might have not been the killer. Well, you've been doing a wonderful job so far, so I'm sure if the villain is still loose, you'll catch them. Constantinius, with respect, I'm sure we can let everyone leave until we're sure we have this case solved. That's not the problem. You can easily keep everyone in the theater. The only place they'd be able to run from there is straight off the cliff. Constantinius? It's settled then. We will proceed with the play. While we do that, if the killer is still at large, whoever capable 3 million here will ensure they are dealt with. Fine, let's get going then. Oh no, you can't come with us. I don't want your investigation disrupting things. You'll need to stay out of sight. Why don't you take the back way? The back way? Yes, it's not been used in a while, so there's a little bit precarious these days. But I'm sure you'll manage. Fine, where do I take this back way? The pathway leads around the cliff to the south. We'll see you at the theater. Why don't we say we move on? Man, I'm gonna be needing some new headphones. Sorry, entry here is for guests only. Dradius? Ah, there you are. So what's the plan here? Well, we don't really have one, but the play is about to start, and we still might have a killer on the loose. Perhaps there's some evidence we missed somewhere. It seems like you've been quite thorough. The only place you didn't check here was at the theater. Well, I guess it's time to fix that. Let's just fix it. The stairs over there lead down to the backstage area. That's where the actors, including Livius, were getting ready for the play. It seems like the best place to check for any missing clues. Alright, let's get to it. Costumer. I thought it was customer. Alright. Hello there. Nizal, are you the one who's trying to find Livius's killer? That's right, so I'm guessing down here is your domain. If you think I have any actual control in here, you'd be sorely mistaken. I don't think anyone could keep these actors in line. They're a dramatic bunch. Speaking of which, where are they? The playing will be starting as we speak. They'll all be up in the theater. Right, in that case I better get to it. I'd like to have a look around down here, so hopefully I can find some clues as to how Livius died. Go ahead. I also like to ask you a few questions if that's okay. Of course. What can you tell me about the actors? There's 4 of them in total. Well, I was 4, I should say. There's Natalie. She was Livius's understudy. After what happened, she's now taken the lead role tonight. Natalie. Then you have Claudius. He was getting close to retirement, so now prefers to take on small but impactful roles. Finally, there's Quintilia. She's quite new, so she's mostly take on the non-speaking parts. And all of them were in earlier? That's right. Livius went out for his pre-performance drink like he's always to do. He likes to do that. The others stayed here until after the murder happened. And you're sure none of them could have slipped out at any point? I don't think so. I suppose I do get engrossed in my work sometimes, so it's not possible, but I'm sure I have spotted someone going up the stairs. Any luck with the backstage area? What's the crate of poison for? Ah, that was a gift from Constantinius. We were having a bit of a rat problem, so he gave us the poison to deal with them. It seems like one of the costumes has a stain on it. A stain? Yes, a wine stain. Apparently the costume belongs to Nayatli. Is there any reason the costume would be stained? No, none of her characters have any interaction with wine. Do you have any wine backstage? Well, the actors do often like to have a drink after their play, but I always ask that they do that outside so as to not risk any damage to the costumes. Interesting. Do you know there was a hidden passage in there? A passage? I had no idea, but I suppose it's not too surprising. How come? This is an old villa. Apparently it was once played a role in some smuggling operations a long time ago. I could see them having a few secrets to help them with that. What can you tell me about the actors? Alright. The play is well underway, and that we know there's such a... Yep, the killer. The play is still underway, and for all we know, there's still a killer out there. I hope you have something for us. I think I might. It turns out there's a secret passage from the backstage area into the wine cellar. Someone could have got in and out without anyone else knowing. Not only that, but the backstage area has had a rat problem recently. They've been plenty of poison for dealing with them. That same poison could have easily been used to kill Livius. Great work, Agent! But did you find anything that could tell us who did it? Yes, we need to confront the killer. Who was it, Agent? Adala. So it was her, but why? Adela may be a criminal, but she had no reason to want Livius dead. I don't think it was her. Good point. Constantinius. How would he have gained from killing Livius? Exactly. If he's wanted to stop sponsoring him, he could have just done that. No killing needed. Koziak? Because of the debt, that could have been a motive, but he never had the means. Patsy? But how? We established that he couldn't have accessed the cellar. That's right. The secret passage doesn't change that either, as he never left the villa. Not him, then. Nayatli? The understudy that was on stage right now? Why? As a fellow actor, she had access to the secret passage into the wine cellar where Livius was having his pre-performance drink. But how did she kill him? The rat poison. Enough of that would have easily killed a man. She poisoned his drink so she could be back out on the cellar before he died. I suppose that makes sense, but she wasn't the only one who had access to that passage. But she was the one who had wine on her clothes. Wine isn't allowed backstage, so it must have been come from the cellar. Oh, very good. But what about the motive? Constantinius mentioned earlier that she had been in Livius' shadow for some time. Killing him has finally allowed her to take on a leading role. I suppose that does make sense. But are you certain? I'd say 80, maybe 90% sure. I suppose that we will have to be enough. You've not taken us down too many wrong paths today. I suppose that will have to be enough. Except for the whole fake Butler act. True, but you were honest about that pretty quickly until we'll wait until the play is over and then we'll take her in. Wait, but should we not be acting now? Constantinius would kill us if we stopped the performance. And then we had another murder mystery on our hands. Well then, we'll just have to speed things along a bit. I'm getting out there. At last, the vile villain shows themselves. Villain, the only villain here is you, murderer. I am no murderer. What vexatious allegations you come at me with? I'm not sure about this new character. Are they even in costume? Do not pretend you don't know. Your lies are at an end. I don't think this was in the original script. I was supposed to do the Constantinius voice. I've overcome too much. I won't fail at this last hurdle. Lay down your arms. Your heroic deeds are fabrications. Never. Now swing at me. Ah, you're stronger than I thought. I need to regroup. Face me. Ha! You've stepped into my trap. A trap? You're no match for me. How could you be this powerful? It's all part of my grand plan. I grow stronger with every passing moment. I can't keep up with this. Then flee again, ignoble hero. I must make my last stand. Could you find it in your heart to stay your hand? And I let you live to foil my plans another day? I'm afraid that's not the game we play. And so I take my leave from this mortal coil. Bravo! Well, that was a twist, wasn't it? Natalie, I know you killed Livius. Why? I've been stuck in the shadow of that man for too long. He wouldn't even let me fill another role. Murder is a bit far, though. Could you not have just lightly poisoned him? You don't understand. I never poisoned him. I just tripped him. All I wanted was to put him out of action. A small injury would have been enough for him to not perform this evening. What happened? He had so much to drink. He fell harder than expected, so he wouldn't get up. I fled. I never wanted him to go. Oh, Natalie. Oh, Nyatli. Come on. Let's get you to the guards. Stratius, Hutza, it's been a surprising pleasure working with you to solve this case. I can't believe it was all an accident. Agent, you've done very well. I'd like to apologize for our hasty arrest earlier. Your commitment to helping us has been commendable. To be fair to us, you did seem like the perfect suspect. I suppose I did, but no harm done. I'm just glad we got it all sorted out, though, and I don't think Patsy was going to be paying me anytime soon. You win some and you lose some, I guess. All the best, Agent. Alright. What's next? Shadows of Custodia. You know, that butler outfit. You know, I didn't... I think I don't need the butler outfit. Let's see. Shadows of... Oh, he disappeared. I was gonna do a random event maze. You know what, Sourcey? Since you blocked me on all social media platforms, I'm never gonna forgive you. The Final Dawn. Let's go to the Final Dawn. The Heart of Darkness. Perilous Moons. 66 Thieving.